All right, Matt Martin here. We're looking at the age of Jackson today, and more particularly, what can we learn from one of the most controversial and at times revered presidents in American history. So we're going to look at the life lessons that we can apply to our life today from the life and times of Andrew Jackson. Jackson's most known for his expansion of democracy, and that he was willing to help more people, common people, have power and say in government and in politics. Jackson was born in a one-room cabin in Tennessee, and he rose all the way to the presidency so he could identify with the common people. What's the life lesson from Jackson's rise to power in his time as president? Well, he was able to, it was both his downfall and his success, his ability to build connections with people, or lack thereof ability to build connections with people. You want to have allies in life. Jackson was able to get the common people behind him. He was able to get people behind him to support him. And that's how he rose from being a great, one-room cabin to a great general to the top all the way to the presidency. He was willing to connect with the common people. But it was also his failing, as he could not build allies in the White House and in politics, and at times he had a miserable presidency because he could not connect with his peers. But as people, we want to connect with all kinds of different people, and we want to build positive relationships. You want to have as many allies as possible. You want to look for people that can help you. You want to contribute to people that are younger or less advanced, teach them. You're going to learn more by that, and you're going to build allies that way. You want to collaborate with people at the same level. Jackson had a hard time with that part of it. You want to work with people with similar ideas and backgrounds and going for the same goal. If you can collaborate with people, that's going to push you that much farther. And then, most importantly, maybe you want to learn with people who are more advanced. You want to align yourself with people that have accomplished what you want to accomplish. Everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a mentor. You want to hang out with people that are more accomplished than you. You don't want to be the smartest person in your circle of friends. You want to have people that are smarter and more talented than you. That's what we want to learn from Jackson. Build relationships. Be a positive person. Have an agreeable personality. Help others. Receive help from others. Another problem at the time of Jackson, it goes back to the Constitution. The idea of sectionalism. One region of the country against another, the North versus the South. Of course, the main issue is slavery. The country is becoming more and more divided in the mid-1800s from the issue of slavery. And it's because our forefathers did not eliminate slavery in the Constitution. They didn't tackle that wrong. They didn't deal with it. And they planted a negative seed at that time, and that seed's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow until we have another 70, 80 years of slavery, that evil upon our country, that dark spot in our country. Then we have this terrible, terrible war, 600 to 700,000 casualties in the war, and then you have another almost 100 years of racism and discrimination. This was a negative seed that grew into a disaster for our country. And it's amazing to say, as great as our country is, that without that negative seed, how great would we be? How much better would we be? How many great minds and people did we miss out of in the time of slavery? How much death and destruction was caused? And so, you don't want to plant negative seeds. You want to plant positive seeds. Every time you have a new idea, and you water with action and learning, that's a positive seed. It's going to grow in your life. You want to do positive things today, they're going to expand in the future. Every time you practice a skill that you think you want to need that goes with your dream, that's a positive seed. You want to plant positive seeds for the future. You want to help yourself today by planting positive seeds, building relationships with people that may help you in the future, developing your personality. Those are the things that you want to do. And you're hoping these seeds you plant today will develop tomorrow. Practicing extra on whatever your activities are. So beware of negative seeds and plant positive seeds. Stop watering your negative seeds. If you have a bad habit, stop doing it. Work on it. Don't let it grow. Another life lesson we can learn from the Jackson era is the idea of momentum. During the nullification crisis, our country is about to be torn apart. But luckily, Henry Clay stepped in and made an agreement that kind of held the country back together. And, we want to talk about planting positive seeds. You don't have to know every step towards your dream together. You have to know, just take it one step at a time. It's amazing the power of momentum in people's life. The power of momentum. Momentum is a scientific law. Just look at dominoes. You can start with a small domino. Each domino can knock over a domino 50% larger. By the time you get to 8 or 9 dominoes, you're knocking over dominoes the size of a room. You want to build momentum in your life. Every right action you take in your life, every positive thought in your life is building momentum towards another one and more momentum. The power of momentum is incredible. Take the first step. You don't have to know every plan towards your dream and goals. You just need to take the first step. And that step will lead to another step, which will lead to another step. And the following step. Each step getting bigger and bigger and more successful. Build momentum in your life. Build positive momentum. The Panic of 1837 was a huge setback because Andrew Jackson did not have the foresight, and he held grudges, and he killed the National Bank. It was a terrible economic downtime during our country's history right after Jackson's presidency. What we can learn from that is, a lot of people weren't prepared for it. They didn't prepare for hard times. You want to prepare for hard times by doubling down, putting in the extra effort when things are going well. When things are going well, people like to relax. They like to just say, oh, I've made it. That's not what you want to do. When things are going well, you want to double down. You want to use your relationships. When you reach a goal, you want to set another higher goal. When you're winning at whatever you're doing, you want to work harder. You want to double down on your efforts in the good times so that you have storage for hard times. You have good credibility. If you have a good relationship with someone, you want to work extra hard at the relationship when things are good in case something goes bad. You want to double down on your efforts in good times to prepare for hard times. Unfortunately, people don't do that. Most people don't have many savings in their savings accounts. Most people don't have retirement accounts. Most people take relationships they have for granted. And when things go bad, they're in panic mode. But if you prepare for hard times and good times, then you are preparing for a lot of success. You want to be optimistic, expect the best, but it's foolish not to prepare for the worst as well. So what can we learn overall about Andrew Jackson? He's a classic story of this statement right here, which any of us can apply our life. You want more in your life, you can have it. You can have more, but you have to be better. You have to improve yourself. As you improve yourself and you contribute more to society, as you improve your outlook, you improve your personality, you improve your skill set, you're going to have more. You improve your value to people around you and to society, you're going to have more. Andrew Jackson continuously improved himself during his life, from the log cabin to being a general, to being a war hero, to the White House, to serving the people. You can achieve anything you want in this world as long as you are constantly improving yourself. So if you want more, be better. A lot we can learn from Andrew Jackson, and I think that's the most important thing.